We have never made anything like this. We're going to go outside the top 5. We're going into unknown waters. We're predicting the winner of every league in the world outside the big ones. This is massive.
Well, we're looking at 19 leagues from 19 countries. You know what I want? A battle of the comments. Are you from China, India, Turkey? Get in the comments and tell us.
Who is the first country we're speaking of?
Over to South America, Argentina. They call it the Primera division, Theo. This is normally a battle between Boca Juniors and River Plate, the two big teams of Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
You know what? This year, River Plate have got it sewn up, and next year, they're going to win it again.
I am backing the underdog by the name of Club Atlético Talares. Now, they've got a very young squad. They finished second this year, 9 points behind River Plate. Their average age is about 24.8, which is much younger than River Plate's 27.8. And some of the outstanding players with the highest market values include Rodrigo Villagra, Diego Valoyes, and Ramon Sousa. Some great players, and if they get it together next year, I'm backing them to win it.
Australia now, and it's the A-League. Theo and Melbourne City have won it for the last 3 seasons, but they've got competition from Sydney FC, Central Coast Mariners, Western Sydney Wanderers. But the main thing here, Theo, is that Adam Lafondra has left the division.
No.
He's gone to Hibernian. For that reason, Melbourne City win it again.
Oh, it's such a sad thing to see, but he is 36 years old.
Yeah.
Do you know what is a massive miss for the Mariners? They're losing Jason Cummings.
Oh, the cum dog.
Yes, he's gone to India, Dad.
Yeah.
And he got like 27 contributions in 27 starts. That man absolutely cooked in the Australian League. Without him, who's going to replace him, I'm not sure. So we have to go back to the old safe decision of backing Melbourne City. Which names have caught your eye in their team?
Oh, it's got to be Jamie McLaren, Theo.
Yeah, well, for me, it's Matthew Leckie, it's Curtis Good. They've got some top talent there. And if they can get together once again, they will top the league. And I think they'll go on to win it in the playoffs.
Brasileiro, Serie A, Theo. It's of course Brazil, isn't it? Now, last season, Palmeiras won it by about 8 points, but this season, bit of a surprise.
Well, they're the home of football, but their league isn't really the home of football, is it? They actually play quite poor football, I've heard. Proper Brexit style. I don't know. I see a lot of 1-0s come out of their results, but the big teams going for the league this year include Botafogo, who are currently top, Palmeiras, and Flamengo. Now, Flamengo have the highest squad value in the league.
Yeah.
They won it last year. That's why they played the Club World Cup, which I went to. They played against some Moroccan teams, Real Madrid. What can I say about Flamengo? They have talent everywhere. I met Otero Vidal, Felipe Luis. They've got David Luiz. That guy is loved by everybody. This is why I am going to say Flamengo are going to win the league. Yes, they're behind Botafogo right now, but with that much quality, until we get to game 30, you can't judge it too soon.
And I'm going for the other big 2 team, Palmeiras, Theo. I think they'll fight back.
Yeah, well, in a 38-game league, and we're only in week 13, Botafogo are currently top.
The Chinese Super League now, Theo, and it's Shanghai Port and Shanghai Shenhua who are battling it out this season at the top. Who's going to win it?
Well, last year it was Wuhan Three Towns who won the Chinese league. They're now 8th in the league, so I think they're out the question for this trophy, aren't they, Dad?
They are. Shanghai Port still got Oscar, Theo. He's been there 6 years. I like the sound of Shanghai Port. I think they'll hold on and win it.
I'm going to be backing Shanghai Port, and as you said, Oscar, he's got 4 goals and 6 assists in 14 games. That's 10 contributions. Brilliant form from him. I think he's going to lead them to the Chinese Super League trophy.
The Egyptian Premier League now, Theo, and the Al Ahly Zamalek rivalry is huge. It's one of the biggest derbies in world football. Then you've got a third team called Pyramids. I love that name.
Pyramids, what name?
This season, Al Ahly have almost certainly won it. So next season, what's going to happen?
Well, their rivals Zamalek have fallen away, Thogdad. They're not a feared competitor anymore for Al Ahly. I just saw them win the CAF in Morocco. They beat Wydad Casablanca in their own stadium in the second leg for what is the African Champions League final. And their fans went crazy on my video, and if I don't back them to win the league, they'll be very disappointed in me.
I used to have a Zamalek shirt. I don't know where it's gone, but this season, Al Ahly.
You just annoyed everybody watching this video.
Sorry, I know, I'll do one. Al Ahly to win it next season. And now for the English Championship.
What's going on?
One of the most competitive leagues in the world of football. Who could it be, Theo?
Leicester City are going to win the championship this year. I'll tell you why. Dean Smith is going to bring them to glory. Jamie Vardy up top. Harry Winks in midfield with Tom Kearney. They're making signings, even though they should be just completely doing a fire sell, considering the wage situation. They're taking a gamble. They've got the best training ground in England. Forget the Premier League. They've got the best setup to be the greatest. They are so far ahead other championship clubs in terms of budgets, in terms of quality. It could go very wrong. You know, it's almost like a recipe for disaster.
I reckon, the parachute payments are important. Leeds United. Sophistication, I've been to Leeds. Leeds United will win because they'll make Elland Road a fortress.
Will they keep
next
Rodrigo?
Season.
That's the question. Is he not going to go to Everton or something?
He might do, Theo, but there's some good young players at Elland Road. Leeds to win the championship.
I like we've gone different. On to the next country.
Now for one of the biggest countries in the world, the Indian Super League, Theo. Now I've got to explain this one because last year the premiers were Mumbai City, but the champions were Mohun Bagan Supergiant. How does that work?
Well, it's actually one of the most exciting leagues, and it was a real good title race until the end of the year. Mumbai City won the league, they became the premiers, but the trophy is then broken into a playoff match, and the winner ended up being Mohun Bagan, and the final has been watched millions of times on YouTube, all over the world. It went viral. Indian football's growing, and I want to be a part of it next year. It's great how everyone's investing in foreign talent now. The league has never been better and stronger. For example, Jason Cummings.
Oh, the cum dog.
Yes,
again.
the best player in Australia has made a move to India.
Wow.
That's madness. He's gone to Mohun Bagan, the current champions of India, and with that 27 goals he scored in Australia last year, I don't even know what he's going to do in India. It's going to be incredible. I have a feeling Mohun Bagan will lead the race here, Dad. Ooh. They are favourites. They've got quality all over the pitch. Sadiku and Jason Cummings, both of them signing together is going to bring goals.
Now, next season there's going to be 12 teams, which is 22 games, and I fancy Mumbai City. Do you know, Theo, they've got an English coach, the lad Buckingham.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He used to be an assistant in New Zealand, and he actually led them to lead the league in Mumbai City. Yeah. They won the league, but didn't win the trophy. It's unfortunate. That's how the system works.
Maybe we should go to India, set up a franchise, and be managers.
I know. Thogdad, a manager of the ISL. Hit the like, 10,000 likes, and Thogdad will become an Indian Super League manager. That would be a real boost for Indian football.
Joking aside, Mumbai will win it. They will be the premiers and the champions.
No, they won't.
Yes.
It's going to be Mohun Bagan, Dad.
Japan now for the J1 League, and after half the season, Yokohama are ahead, Theo. They won it in 2022, they won it in 2019. And what fascinates me about this league, Theo, is that all of the teams, all of the squads are worth between 10 and 20 million euros. There isn't one enormous team like a Man City.
Yeah, there's lots of competition. The title race is going to go right down to the wire, and it's looking like it's going to be between Yokohama Marinos, the team you mentioned first, Urawa Reds, but currently their keeper might be going to Manchester United, Zion Suzuki, half Ghanaian, half Japanese surname, is about to go to Manchester United. Incredible. Wow. The reason I think Vissel Kobe are actually going to win the J1 League this year is because they've got a great striker in Yoshi Muto. Obviously, you would have heard of him at Werder Bremen, but he's gone back to the league, he's scoring goals. And remember the name, Toya Izumi, the left winger. Yeah. He's just broken onto the scene. I've been doing my research, my scouting work. I have a good feeling Vissel Kobe are going to win the Japanese First Division.
Wow, I reckon Yokohama will win it. And now for the Mexican Liga MX, Theo, and you have to explain this one, because it happens in two halves, yeah?
Liga MX, this is incredible, right? Anyone English or anyone European, you will not know how this league works. I'm about to work it out for you. So, there's the Liga MX Clausura and the Liga MX Apertura. Now, what does that mean in English? It's closing and opening. So 17 matches at the first start of the league, then there's a break, and 17 matches after the league. It's probably seasonal because of different weathers, so they have to split the leagues up. So how do they decide a winner? Well, the winner of the closing league in first place and the winner of the opening league plays in one big cup final. Now, we're halfway through the league, and the closing league is complete, and the winner was Monterrey. And I'm going to say they're going to win the whole thing, Thogdad. Monterrey will become champions this year.
Well, I've always had a soft spot for Club America, mainly because I like the name, and they're always there or thereabouts, fourth, second. Well,
they get the most fans in. When they play Guadalajara, that's a crazy match. Maybe next year we should go. Comment down below who's winning in Mexico. For me, it's got to be between Club America, Tigres, Deportivo Guadalajara, and CF Monterrey, who I'm backing. Let's see.
And now for the MLS of the United States of America. And there's an Eastern Conference, Cincinnati are top, and there's a Western Conference, St. Louis are top there. But overall, who's going to win the playoffs?
Oh, it's going to be Inter Miami.
Inter Miami, like bottom of the league there.
Yeah, of course they are, but Messi's the GOAT. He's going to have Busquets, Iniesta, Messi. Dad, nobody can compete. With Aguero on commentary, everything is possible.
I've gone for Cincinnati, Theo. They're having a really good season, and I think they'll carry it on.
Comment down below. MLS is growing, by the way. Everybody's going to be watching the season pass this year when Messi hits the scene, mainly.
And now for the Botola Pro League, which is Morocco, Theo. That's your country now. AS FAR won it last season, didn't they? But I'm just going to shut up and listen to you because you know this league.
Yes, so I went to the derby this year, Raja against Wydad. It's pretty tight. I mean, in the league table, Wydad are the better team. They have more money right now. But the best team in the league are FAR Rabat. Congratulations to them. They've just won the league. The cup is still up for grabs. There's a Casablanca derby fast approaching. But we're talking about the winners of the league next year. Who do you back?
Well, I'll tell you what, Wydad have won 3 of the last 4. They're going to win it again, Wydad.
But Raja Casablanca, don't sleep on them. They have a great fan base. It's like a 12th man. When they're behind them with the incredible choreography and tifo displays, they give them a boost. Sometimes they might not have the most expensive team or the most money to spend, but they will fight till the end. Raja Casablanca to win Botola Pro League next year. Thogden has said it. Here you go.
The Eredivisie, Theo, of the Netherlands.
Okay.
You've got the likes of Feyenoord who've just won it, PSV, Ajax. But for me, Theo, Ajax, they're the godfathers of this league. They've won it 36 times.
Well, they are the godfathers, but they're falling.
They are, but they've got players like Tadic, Bergwijn, Mohamed Kudus, Jurriën Timber, unless he goes to Arsenal. Ajax to win it next season.
Kudus is linked with Brighton.
Yes, I know.
Timber is linked with Arsenal. There's only so much you can do with the money. They are a selling club, but when you're a selling club, you're relying on the replacements to be the ones. Feyenoord. They've lost Erhan Kokcu, the great player, to Benfica. However, they've replaced him well with Zerouki. They've done some research on the Eredivisie holding midfielders, and they've kept the rest of the team. More importantly, Santiago Jimenez, the Mexican striker, 15 goals in 21 starts. He will lead the team to glory. The next year's winner will be the same winners as last year. Feyenoord Rotterdam.
The Liga Portugal, this is a very good league and a wonderful country, and there's two major teams here, Benfica and FC Porto, Theo. Benfica have got to be favourites, Gonçalo Ramos and others, Theo. But what do you think?
I think it's hard to beat Benfica. After doing business like Angel Di Maria,
Wow.
Erhan Kokcu, one of the best players in the Dutch league, Benfica are the perfect selling club, and they balance the best up-and-coming talents with the old and gold of Di Maria. What a country, what a place, but I think it's the club from Lisbon with a stadium like the Emirates who's going to hold that trophy again.
And I agree, Benfica. The Russian Premier League, St. Petersburg Zenit champion, were champions last season by 12 points, a goal difference of 54.
They've bought Claudinho, they've bought Vendel, they've bought Douglas Santos. All the Brazilians are still out there playing for the Zenit. You know, their whole squad value is 170 million euros.
I know. Well, it's the thing about Malcolm, he had 4 quite average seasons, and in his 5th season, 23 goals in 27 games. Zenit will walk the league.
It's hard to beat Zenit. I'm from St. Petersburg,
Yeah.
That's where my grandma lives. I mean, obviously what's going on right now, the league is still continuing. Can't travel there, but I do think Zenit will be the league winners.
The Saudi Pro League, everybody's talking about
Yes.
the Saudi Pro League. Al Ittihad have just won it, and Hasdallah got 21 goals, and he's going to be joined by Benzema next season.
I feel for Hasdallah because he's got Benzema next. He's going to take his spot. He's going to have Kante behind him. He's going to have Jota from Celtic. The Al Ittihad squad is ridiculous.
I know, but you know what? I think Al Ittihad will win it again.
Big time. I hope there isn't a problem in the dressing room with the amount of signings that they're making with the current squad, considering they won it already. But I agree with you, Al Ittihad, second place Al Hilal, and then third will be Al Nassr. So no trophy for Ronaldo again. You agree?
I agree, Theo. The Scottish Premiership. This is normally between Glasgow Celtic and Glasgow Rangers. Rangers have won 55, Celtic 53, but 11 of the last 12 years, Glasgow Celtic.
So you're telling me they've lost their best manager, their best player, and they're going to win the league again?
Well, Brendan Rodgers is back for Celtic. They've kept Kyogo, who had a fantastic season. Some great Japanese talent.
Celtic are going to win the league again. Don't get me wrong, Rangers never have a better chance.
Yes.
Because things have stayed the same. They've got the same core. They've made some good signings. The likes of Todd Cantwell did well at the end of the season. If he can kickstart his year like he did like that, I still think it'll be closer than a 7-point difference this time. It might come down to the derby results or even the last few game weeks, but I still predict Celtic are going to edge it. Do you agree?
I agree. Glasgow Celtic. The South African Premier League. The Mamelodi Sundowns have won this league 13 times, including the last 6. Surely they win it again.
Well, we have a lot of South African fans, and we're finally speaking about South Africa. Maybe the first time on the channel history, which is great. I love that, breaking new barriers. And I want to go over there and just see what the football's like. I've heard there's some crazy fans, crazy ultras. What do you think?
You can't look beyond the Sundowns. They're going to win it again.
With Peter Shalule up top, and with the new winger, Junior Mendieta from Argentina, I don't think anyone's going near them. I'm backing the Sundowns to win the South African Premiership again.
The Turkish Super Lig has been won by 4 teams in 4 seasons, Theo, including Galatasaray this season. But you've got Fenerbahce, you've got the likes of Beşiktaş. There's some good teams
Basics are here as well, still in the question.
Yes.
Will Trabzonspor make a random comeback? One thing's for sure, it just seems like one club seems to pick a year and run away with it. Trabzon won the league, they've not come back anywhere near since. Last year it was Galatasaray, next year is a new story. Now Fenerbahce at times were 1 point or even ahead of the Turkish Super League, and I think the club on the Asian side of Istanbul will come back.
Yes.
They've made some great signings. Edin Dzeko
Yes.
has just gone from a Champions League final to playing in Turkey. That's incredible, isn't it?
They've got Ryan Kent, Theo. They've got
Ryan Kent,
Batshuayi. They've
English
got
boy.
Joshua King. There's some really good names at Fenerbahce. For that reason, it's their year, Fenerbahce.
I'm going Fenerbahce too.
Yeah.
I think it's their year. They got very close to the league. This time round, they've got an absolute goal scorer. Ryan Kent on the wing, I think will be a successful signing. We agree.
And finally, last but not least, it's the Ukrainian Premier League. And it's between Dynamo Kyiv and Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah,
thanks,
I reckon Shakhtar Donetsk is going to win. Let these guys cook. I'm talking about Danilo Sikan, the striker, 22 years old. I'm talking about Sudakov. I'm talking about the central midfielder Bondarenko. You may have heard of them. You will know them soon.
And that is the key, Theo. Some really good domestic talent. In fact, 13 players from the Shakhtar squad are in the national squad.
Yeah, well, they won the league by 5 points next year. Their team is still young. They're going to do it again. Dynamo Kyiv, unfortunately, are going to have to wait. We agree on Shakhtar. This video has actually made me want to book some flight tickets with my old man next year and just go to Mexico, go to bloody, I don't know, Egypt.
India.
Do new countries we have never done before. Let me know in the comments. Leave your country and the club you think is going to win next year. Let's get an absolute wrath down the comments. Which country will take on the most people in this video? Thank you for watching. See you all very soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Share it with your mates, with your country. See ya.